Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your spoiler alert. I am Mike with Mike W Productions, as you probably know, and today we are watching Casablanca. Now, for those of you who do not know, Casablanca is, well, an old movie. It has, I believe, I'm going to say her name wrong, so I'll just say her last name, Bergman, and Humphrey Bogart. So, two very good actors. I've seen them in a lot of older movies, of course, because they were famous in the 40s, 50s, I believe, and probably 60s and 70s. I just don't remember seeing them that far out. I think one of them may have done a Audrey Hepburn movie, but I'm not sure. I'd have to double check that to see if that was that character or not. But yeah, they're both very good actors. I have not seen Casablanca. To be honest, I only know a few things, like the most famous line, "In all of the gin joints in all of the world, she had to walk into mine." And then I think it's a love story. It might be a love story that's not fulfilled. I don't know. And I know that it takes place in Africa because, well, Casablanca is pretty famous, and it takes place in, I believe, World War II, because I remember that the president at the time went to Casablanca to meet with the Allies, and the Germans had intercepted that transmission saying that they would be there, but they thought that it was a red herring and that they were actually meeting at the White House. And, well, Germany's not stupid enough to go invade the White House during World War II. So that's all I really know about Casablanca, and I know that the guy owns a gin joint or a bar. That might sound like a lot, but honestly, it's all the little things that I don't know about this movie that probably are going to be the best. So, with that being said, let's jump in it. Humphrey Bogart, Ingrid Bergman, that's who I saw. Paul Hendred, Casablanca. They actually have a map of Africa, which makes sense, kind of shows you where we're at. It doesn't show Casablanca, but it does show Arabia and the entire continent of Africa. So at least we know, for the most part, where we're at.
With the coming of the Second World War, many eyes in imprisoned Europe turned hopefully or desperately toward the freedom of the Americas.
Second World War. I was right about that. Okay, so they're going around Spain, through France, around Spain, to Casablanca, in Morocco, which is a part of the continent of Africa.
And from Lisbon to the New World, but the others wait in Casablanca.
So it sounds like in order to even get to America, because of all the blockades and stuff, you have to go to Casablanca to jump out somewhere.
Official documents, murdered on train from Oran. Murderer and possible accomplices headed for Casablanca. Round up all suspicious characters and search them for stolen document. Important.
So there was a murderer on a train, and they're going to kind of arrest all of these suspicious characters. Money. Nope, papers. Oh. So that guy's papers expired 3 weeks ago. Now he's, gonna get shot. So they're basically looking for spies that killed some important person on a train, and it looks like that guy had some papers that were propaganda, maybe, or...
Two German couriers were found murdered in the desert, the unoccupied desert. This full of vultures everywhere. Everywhere.
Thank you very much.
Not at all.
How silly of me.
Oh, dear.
I left my wallet in the hotel.
Oh, he stole their wallet. Wow, okay. He was warning them about vultures, and he is one. And now there's a plane coming in. So it looks like it's hard to get out of Casablanca, but that's like one of the only places that you can get anywhere during the war, basically, is what I'm assuming they're saying. Okay, so they're occupied by the Nazis, and so somebody killed German someone important German on a train.
The Italian staff is at your command, Major.
So they have the Italian general there.
You know already who the murderer is.
Good. Is he in custody?
Oh, there's no hurry. Tonight he'll be at Rick's. Everybody comes to Rick's.
I've already heard about this cafe and also about Mr. Rick himself.
So they're going to go to Rick's tonight, which is the cafe, and it's a popular place. Apparently, even the guy who just got there has heard about it.
Sorry, madam, but diamonds are a drug on the market. Everybody sells diamonds. There are diamonds everywhere. 2,400.
So diamonds are, in Casablanca, not as valuable.
And bring the 15,000 francs in cash. Remember, in cash.
So people are trying to get out of Casablanca, probably because the Germans are there. They got some gambling going on.
To ask Rick if he have a drink with us.
Madam, he never drinks with customers.
Perhaps if you told him I ran the second largest banking house in Amsterdam.
The second largest? That wouldn't impress Rick.
Okay, Rick. Humphrey Bogart playing chess by himself, it seems. No.
I'm sorry, sir. This is a private room.
Oh,
Cash is good at the bar.
What? Do you know who I am?
I do. You're lucky the bar's open to you.
Out.
You despise me, don't you?
no,
Well, I
but
gave you any thought, I probably would.
I like sarcasm.
I don't mind a parasite. I object to a cut-rate one.
Ah, okay. So he's the guy who can get people out for the right amount of money, that is.
By General Vegan. Cannot be rescinded. Not even questioned. One moment. Tonight I'll be selling those for more money than even I have ever dreamed of.
So he has papers that will get you out of Casablanca, basically the golden ticket, and he wants Rick to hold on to them. Not a bad idea, but might be a bad idea if this guy dies, because you never know.
Heard a rumor those 2 German couriers were carrying letters of transit.
So I'm assuming what he was assuming is that that guy got them off of the 2 dead guys.
Just knuckle down and knock on wood.
So some kind of big, apparent, I guess, kingpin just walked in the door.
Hello, Rick.
Oh, Ferrari. How's business at the
His
Blue
name's
Parrot?
Ferrari. So he wants to buy the bar or the singer.
Sam Ferrari wants you to work for him at the Blue Parrot.
Oh, I like it fine, yeah.
He'll double what I pay you.
Yeah, but I ain't got time to spend the money I make here.
Sorry.
So they left it up to the pianist.
Where were you last night?
That's so long ago, I don't remember.
That's so long ago, I don't remember.
Hello, Rick.
Oh, Louis?
How extravagant you are, throwing away women like that. Someday they may be scarce. I've often speculated on why you don't return to America. Did you abscond with the church funds? Did you run off with the senator's wife? I like to think that you killed a man. It's the romantic in me. Just Strasser, of the Third Reich, no less. We want him to be here when we make the arrest. A little demonstration of the efficiency of my administration.
So they're going to arrest somebody, maybe even him, in front of this colonel guy.
Interesting to see how he manages.
Manages what?
His escape?
Oh, but I've just told you, Rick.
Stop it. Escaped from a concentration camp. The Nazis have been chasing him all over Europe.
This is the end of the chase.
20,000 francs says it isn't.
In Casablanca, I am master of my fate. I am
Fair.
Roswell's here, sir.
La partie continue.
Yes?
Will you please come with us?
Certainly.
L'incident est clos, madame.
May I first please kiss my chips?
Oh boy. That's how you get people killed. Like, other people than the person you're shooting at.
Are you one of those people who cannot imagine the Germans and their beloved Paris?
Not particularly my beloved Paris.
Can you imagine us in London?
When you get there, ask me. Well, there are certain sections of New York, Major, that I wouldn't advise you to try to invade.
I admit he is very clever. 3 times he slipped through our fingers. In Paris, he continued his activities. We intend not to let it happen again.
Okay, so this guy has been known to be what we would call a good guy, but an annoyance to the Nazis. So they're the ones trying to get out.
Yes? I'm Captain Renault, Prefect of Police. Yes, what is it you want? Merely to welcome you to Casablanca and to wish you a pleasant stay.
So he's like the captain. So the chief of police and the head of the Third Reich are talking to this guy about his status, basically. And he's the guy trying to get out with this girl. So the guy who was arrested gave Rick the golden ticket passport and was supposed to be meeting these two to give them that, but now Rick has it, so we're kind of in a loop here. Because Rick likes to be centrist, basically neutral.
Sam, for all time's sake.
I don't know what you mean, Miss Elsa.
Play it, Sam. Play as time goes by.
Oh, I can't remember it, Miss Elsa. I'm a little rusty on it.
Right, he just doesn't want to get in trouble.
Sam, I thought I told you never to play.
Same. Let's see the last time we met.
Was La Bella Roar.
So they've met before.
Ain't you planning on going to bed in the near future?
No.
You ever going to bed?
No.
I'm going to stay up for the rest of my life. So he's waiting for that girl to come back.
Say the line!
Of all the gin joints in all the towns in all the world, she walks into mine.
There you go, there's the quote. Oh, we're going into flashback sequence now, I think. Looks like Greece, maybe? Or Rome? Might be France. But either way, they're dating. This is back when they used rear projection for their car scenes. Now we use green screen or do it live. Yep, they're in France. Okay. Eiffel Tower's back there.
Here's looking at you, kid.
That's where that comes from. Here's looking at you, kid. I forgot that was this movie's quote.
Why I'm so lucky, why I should find you waiting for me to come along.
Right.
Why there is no other man in my life.
Mm-hmm.
He's dead.
Dead or dead to you? That's announcing World War II.
Wednesday, Thursday at the latest, they'll be in Paris.
Richard, they'll find out.
Talking about Germans invading France, Paris. So he gets out and he leaves her behind, is what I'm assuming. Okay, so this is how he picks up his pianist, Sam.
Here's looking at you, kid.
So he says that every time that they toast. Or, drink. That's German.
German's a little rusty.
It's the Gestapo.
The Gestapo. So they basically want them to put on a parade for the Germans coming and taking over their country. Bit of an age difference here, but back then I guess that was kind of normal. Kind of like the last movie I reviewed, Cops and Robertsons, which was only 1980s. So he's trying to get out. So they're trying to get out of France, and he's trying to get her out. They're going to meet at a train station, and I guess that fails. So she spilled her wine. Yeah, it's kind of hard, war and all that, especially when you have to be in the war. America really hasn't had that in a long time. Even during this time, when Pearl Harbor happened, most of America didn't have to deal with it because they weren't on the island. So we don't understand what it's like to be in the war coming to us. I cannot go with you. Okay. So, I don't know if she got caught by the Germans and they made her send that, or if she changed her mind, or what happened, but I'm sure we'll find out soon. So him and Sam are going to Casablanca. He's thinking that she's going to come back. And she did.
Mister, I met a man once when I was a kid. It always began.
Wow, so he's heard this story before.
I strongly suspect that Ugarte left the letters of transit with Mr. Blaine. I would suggest you search the cafe immediately and thoroughly.
So they're looking for the letters that whoever killed the Germans on the train got. So they're at the police station
There's
now.
nothing we can do.
So they know that he was something to do in German. Maybe he, they said something about him being like a backtracker or something, like he left the war or something. So he's now stuck in Casablanca because they don't have expedition.
Brussels, in Amsterdam, in Oslo, in Belgrade, in Athens. Even Berlin. Yes, even in Berlin. If you will furnish me with their names and their exact whereabouts, you will have your visa in the morning.
So he needs to give away spies or unfriendlies to the Germans for them to be able to get out.
Nothing important, but may I speak to him now? You would find the conversation a trifle one-sided. Senor Ugarte is dead.
Knew it.
I'm making out the report now. We haven't quite decided whether he committed suicide or died trying to escape.
Well, those are very different circumstances.
Hello, Ferrari.
Good morning, Rick.
I see the bus is in. I'll take...
Ferrari is the big to-do in the town, I guess.
What upsets me is the fact that Ugarte is dead. No one knows where those letters of transit are.
Practically no one.
I can lay my hand.
Yep, everyone's looking for the letter of transit, the golden get-out-of Casablanca ticket.
Morning. Senor Ferrari's the fat gent at the table.
He knew exactly what he was there to do.
For special friends of Rick's, we have a special discount of 100 francs.
100 francs.
Story.
He's a businessman.
To walk up a flight. I'll be expecting you.
No, you see, Victor Laszlo is my husband. And was, even when I knew you in Paris.
Ouch. She was really young in Paris, though.
Be frank, monsieur. It would take a miracle to get you out of Casablanca, and the Germans have outlawed miracles.
The Germans have outlawed miracles, that's funny.
Have you heard about Senor Ugarte and the letters of transit?
They're out there somewhere.
You know where they are?
Not for sure, monsieur. But I'll venture to guess that Ugarte left those letters with Monsieur Rick.
Oh, wow. So if this guy knows that, then of course maybe the Gestapo is thinking the same thing. And that's why Rick came to him, because they were going to ransack his place and look for the papers, but he has them on him.
Yes, you, sir.
Good luck, yeah.
I better be going.
Yeah, my check, please.
I have to warn you, sir. I beseech you. This is a dangerous place full of vultures. Vultures everywhere. Thanks for everything.
All the Germans are going into the bar.
And he's still willing to give you a visa?
Yes, monsieur.
And you want to know?
Will he keep his word?
He always has.
Right this way, if you please.
I'll have Sam play as Time Goes By. I believe that's your favorite tune.
Poking the bear there a little bit, aren't you, buddy?
You tried 22 tonight? I said 22.
He's cheating. Nice. He's cheating, but at least he's being nice about it.
Leave it there.
Double down on 22, okay. That would be statistically unreasonable. So yeah, they're definitely cheating, but he's trying to be nice to this girl that needed help.
Are you sure this place is honest?
Honest? As honest as the day's long.
Honest. You're in an illegal casino.
Ross, you've done a beautiful thing.
So he's being nice, and now everyone's knowing it.
Friend, you can make it 1,000,000 francs at 3. My answer would still be the same. There must be some reason why you won't let me have them. There is. I suggest that you ask your wife.
Ouch. He's confused. Maybe they're not married and she was just poking him. That ain't your piano, guys. Knowing them, if you said that, they'd probably just break the piano. Don't do it. That dude's gonna go down and do something stupid.
Play La Marseillaise. Play it.
And do it. The French national anthem. Long live France. Vive la France, long live France.
I advise that this place be shut up at once.
But everybody's having such a good time.
Yes, much too good a time. The place is to be closed.
So the Germans just told the police to shut down the place.
Clear the room at once.
On what grounds, though?
Shocked to find that gambling is going on in here. You're winning, sir. Oh, thank you very much. Everybody out.
That's called hypocrisy.
What are they?
It is possible the French authorities will find a reason to put him in the concentration camp here.
And the other alternative?
My dear mademoiselle, perhaps you have already observed that in Casablanca, human life is cheap.
Right. So he either goes back to France, gets put in a concentration camp, or dies.
Apparently he has the letters.
Yes.
But no intention of selling them. One would think if sentiment would persuade him, money would. He suggested I ask you.
Ask me.
Yes, he said, ask your wife.
I don't know why he said that. They're not married. She lied. Because she said to him that they were married, so...
When I was in a concentration camp, were you lonely in Paris?
Yeah. Not so lonely, but you know. She was lonely, but not alone.
Be careful.
Of course I'll be careful.
So he's going to some kind of underground meeting, probably for the Allies, or the Resistance, if you will. Which is kind of dangerous, especially if he's being watched. But yeah, I figured she was going to go and talk to him about it. He did say go up to her hotel, or his room.
Richard, I had to see you.
Where's Richard again? We're back in Paris.
Please.
I'm not fighting for anything anymore except myself. I'm the only cause I'm interested in.
I'm the only cause I'm interested in. That's fair, I guess.
If you knew what really happened, if you only knew the truth.
I wouldn't believe you no matter what you told me. You'd say anything now to get what you want.
Harsh, but okay. Oh, she has a gun. Okay.
If you knew how much I loved you. How much I still love you.
Then why didn't you get on the train with him?
Bada bop boom pow.
I was frantic. For months I tried to get word. Then it came. He was dead, shot, trying to escape. I was lonely. I had nothing, not even hope. Then I met you.
Ah, okay. So technically the guy was dead when they were dating.
Marriage. That was his way of protecting me. I knew so much about his work, and if the Gestapo found out I was his wife, it would be dangerous for me and for those...
So they were technically married, but no one knew it.
Just before you and I were to leave Paris together, a friend came and told me that Victor was alive.
Oh, okay. Uh-oh. Here comes the Germans. Oh, his friends went to that meeting, and they must have gotten raided. Maybe someone got shot?
I just sometimes wonder if it's worth all this. I mean, what you're fighting for.
We might as well question why we breathe. If we stop breathing, we'll die. If we stop fighting our enemies, the world will die.
What of it?
That's true.
You know how you sound, Monsieur Blaine? Like a man who's trying to convince himself of something he doesn't believe in his heart.
That's also true.
The first evening I came into this cafe, I knew there was something between you and Ilsa.
Observation. I thought he was gonna get give him the ticket just to get out of town.
Yes?
You'll come with us. We have a warrant for your arrest.
For what?
Charge.
Captain Renault will discuss that with you later.
Well, this isn't America, so they don't have Miranda rights or anything, so yeah, they can just arrest you for anything.
If by any chance you were to help him to escape...
What makes you think I'd stick my neck out for Laszlo?
Because, one, you bet 10,000 francs he'd escape. Two, you got the letters of transit. Now, don't bother to deny it. Ricky, I'm going to miss you. Apparently, you're the only one in Casablanca who has even less scruples than I.
Should we draw up papers, or is a handshake good enough?
Certainly not good enough, but since I'm in a hurry, it'll have to do.
So he's selling the Kingpin his bar, And the Kingpin is going to keep the staff, supposedly. And somebody is knocking on the door.
Have the letters right here.
Tell me, when we searched the place, where were they?
Sam's piano. You better wait in my office.
So he's going to arrest Laszlo, but then Sam is going to take the girl, Lisa, to America, basically.
Well, you're surprised about my friend Ricky. The explanation is quite simple. Love, it seems, has triumphed over virtue.
Whoops.
Call the airport and let me hear you tell them. And remember, this gun is pointed right at your heart.
That is my least vulnerable spot.
Hello?
So now they know, because he called the Germans. So that's going to end badly.
Hey, find Mr. Laszlo's luggage and put it on the plane.
Yes, sir. This way, please.
So they're going to arrest him, because the Germans are there now.
Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but soon and for the rest of your life.
It's another famous line.
We'll always have Paris.
And that's another famous line.
He's looking at you, kid.
It's like the 8th, 9th time you said it now.
Here it is. Thanks. I appreciate it. Welcome extra fight.
Oh no, get the heck on the plane before the Germans show up that are pretty much right there.
Hurry, you'll miss that plane.
Yeah, better start moving.
Why do you stand here? Why don't you stop him?
Ask Monsieur Rick.
He has a gun.
Get away from that phone.
Wouldn't do that.
I was willing to shoot Captain Renault, and I'm willing to shoot you. Hello, put that phone down.
Get me the radio tower.
Shoot him. Self-defense now. I mean, he's military, but not their military, so self-defense, maybe.
Major Strasser has been shot. Round up the usual suspects.
Oh, I guess he didn't claim it. He just said he'd been shot. Well, that got cleared up pretty nicely.
Well, Rick, you're not only a sentimentalist, but you've become a patriot. It might be a good idea for you to disappear from Casablanca for a while.
Maybe.
I could use a trip. But it doesn't make any difference about our bet. You still owe me 10,000 francs.
Well, that 10,000 francs should pay our expenses.
Right.
Our expenses. Louis?
Oh, he's going with them now.
This is the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
And another famous quote. That's it. The end. Alright, guys, so let's talk about Casablanca. Very interesting, slow-moving spy espionage movie. I think it's espionage and spy movie. A lot of little moving parts, a lot of corruption, and a lot of backhanded stuff going on. I think it was real. The ending was probably the best part, just because of the longer build up to the storyline and kind of the setting up the relationship of the past with this girl and the relationship in the present with the girl. And then the ending is pretty interesting, that the chief of police decided to leave with the bar owner, and the girl and her husband got to leave, which is kind of rare in most movies. Sometimes they would get shot, or at least he would get arrested or something like that. A lot of famous quotes. In all the gin joints in all the world, you walked into mine one. I'm sorry if I misquoted or butchered that one. And then this is looking like this is looking like a beautiful relationship that he said at the end there. Very, iconic nowadays. And all in all, I mean, it's a slow movie, but it's good to kind of have a slower paced movie with this kind of ending, because it kind of builds the suspense and you get to get more details of like more of the politics and the local politics and the global politics. And you know, when you realize World War II is happening and the Germans are, you know, the Nazis, and Casablanca is kind of a neutral area, it makes it more interesting because you know that no one can really do anything in Casablanca that's on a political level. So they can't, the Germans just can't arrest people or send them to a concentration camp without like a very good reason and without, permission from the local government, or at least the local police, if you will. This was before it got real heavy in that area because it was taken back by the Americans at some point. And as I said at the beginning, one of the presidents had a meeting with the Allied forces there, and the Germans had intercepted that transmission saying that they were going to Casablanca, but they thought that it was just a clever ruse and that they were going to the White House in America, not Casablanca, which means White House. Actually, it means House White if you read it in actual, but you know, they reverse a few things in languages, and that's fine because Casa means house, Blanca means white, but it means White House instead of House White. But that's neither here nor there. It's just a little interesting bit of history for you that adds on to the weight of this movie. So knowing that you really get more of a weight to it than if you just came in cold and didn't know the geopolitical nature of the movie itself. So all in all, it's not like my favorite movie, but it's pretty good. I'll probably watch it again, you know, in a year or two. A lot of quotes. It's very quotable, especially nowadays. And most people use those quotes not knowing where it came from. I pointed out that there was a few that I didn't know that came from this movie specifically. So, like, Here's Looking at You, Kid. I wasn't sure exactly what movie that came from. You know, so all in all, a good watch, and I hope you guys liked this review. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, go ahead and give it a thumbs down because, well, they removed the thumbs down button thing, so it doesn't really even matter. If you guys want to see more videos like this, there should be a little button popping up here in a second.
A little tappy. Tap, tap, taparoo.
And if you want to not subscribe yet, I understand, but you want to give me another shot, check out my other videos, there should be one popping up here for you. I'm not sure which one it's going to be, but there'll be one popping up here for you if you don't want to hit that little subscribe button. But I wanted to thank you for getting this far in the video. Thank you to all of my subscribers for sticking around with me. And we will see you next time. Peace.